I, Dr. Priyanka Rathi, welcome all of you for our 8 days international faculty development program on business analytics and business intelligence. Today, it is our 6th day, and our today's topic is application of descriptive and inferential tool in business analytics. I would like to introduce our expert, Dr. Deepak Agrawal. Sir is director of Lal Bahadur Shastri Institute of Technology and Management, Indore. He has he has 23 years of teaching experience and 7 years of corporate experience. His PhD, IPO pricing, a study of listing volatility and efficient pricing mechanism, was awarded by Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya. Recently, he was awarded for his extraordinary contribution in academics by Mrs. Sumitra Mahajan, former Lok Sabha Speaker, India, in the presence of Shri Anil Shastri, former Union Minister, on May 21. He is member of RFI Indore chapter and member of Circular Economic Club Boston, USA, and life member of Youth Hostel of India. With this introduction, I would like to welcome Sir for our today's program. Sir, I welcome you and the dice is all yours.
Thank you so much. Once again, thank you so much RFI for inviting me. And I welcome all the participants on the behalf of RFI. And I hope that the earlier sessions were very fruitful and very meaningful. I just apologize for a little bit delay. I was just rushing back from my institute, so it took some time. Just please allow me so that I can share my PPT. So today we are going to discuss and learn something related with the application of descriptive and inferent tools in the business analytics. In the previous sessions, you have gone through the various of the activities. That is the related importance of the business analytics in HR, finance, marketing. And day by day, the importance has been increasing. It is nothing new to all of us. We understand the use of the data, and nowadays the data means not only a simple data, but it is a very, very complex data, and ultimately we need some high quality or top rated software to analyze it. Now just before proceeding, I would just like to quote an example. There are the various methods for collection of the data, and observation is the one of the most one. If you have visited any mall, just please wait a second. I need to reconnect a charger. Just please hold on. One minute, please.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So, whenever we make a visit to any of the shopping mall or any such type of places, even the feedback form is one of the best source of collection of the data. But besides that, there are certain observation methods. They observe your behavior, what you do, what you like, what you does not like, what you pick, what you does not pick, and everything has been noted in the form of data. Now, just by simply watching and analyzing your behavior, they identify the need and the requirements. Suppose you have picked up some X brand of chocolate. Now and then you have gone through the price and just you have put it off. So at least they will came to know that this person was interested in purchasing, and due to some of the reasons they have not, yeah, he or she has not purchased it. Finally, that data goes to the data center. Data mining has been there, and after that they come with some reports, and that reports is the basic form of the business analytics. So it is not the only concept about the big corporate houses, but it is very, very useful to the small businesses so that they can purchase, they can understand the buying behavior of the shop of the customers. Another example I would like to quote, that whenever I go with my wife to purchase sarees or some dress suits, something like that, just they simply put 2 or 3 varieties in front of it, and they try to analyze what the customers likes upon. Out of these 2 or 3 tools, we normally suggest that, okay, we need to go with that. He understand that we need such type of pattern, and then he or they try to provide you the material or the goods according to your choice. This is also analysis. This is analysis of the customer. And if the shopkeeper is unable to analyze this properly, they will keep on showing you the material or the sarees number of times, and ultimately the final conclusion is that we used to get away from that shop, and rather than purchasing any of it or satisfying ourselves. So what we can say, that the analysis was not in the proper format. The difference is like that. This was our observation method by the small shopkeeper, and now we are having some AI-based tools presently, and that helps us a lot to. Anyone? Audio is on, please put off.
I request to the participants, please check and keep your mic silent. Thank you so much. Before sir starts, I have a humble request to every participant. Please raise your hand for asking the questions and kindly keep your mic silent. Thank you so much. Sir, please.
Thank you, ma'am. My humble request, that it is possible that we can have a question discussion round at the end of the presentation, or if you think that it is important enough, you can even ask to me. So raising by hand, I am unable to work because I'm at the presentation in the presentation mode. So my request to the moderator, please help me out. Thank you. So ultimately, what business analytics is all about? It is defined as a dynamic field that leverages data, using of statistical tools, applying the advanced technologies. Normally, we are now calling it as AI. I hope the various types of AIs are available nowadays. Not only we only rely upon the Google or maybe to the Microsoft AI to transfer the raw information into actionable insights. So if I say, just for the finance people, that you have a raw data in the form of ledger accounts, what is the use of it? There is no use. I hope that my fellow members agree with my statement. That is the raw data. It is simply lying on the system, and then it is of no use. But ultimately, what we used to do to get the meaningful information, we transferred that data into basically 3 statements. That is the P&L account, balance sheet, and the cash flow statement. But what this P&L balance sheet provides us? Only information about the net profit, or maybe the information related to total assets or liabilities, and finally the cash flow statement provides into the classification to 3 broad categories. Again, this information is been available, but unless and until we analyze it, it is of no use. It is simply the data which has been now formatted in the specific format, or which has been kept in the specific format. So why the analysis is required? Definitely to improve the performance of our business. What are the tools available in this particular category? The most convenient and the economic tool is applying the ratio analysis. By comparing the data within the many years, or maybe within the same year, intra or inter comparison, it will help us to provide the information, okay, we are growing or not. But besides that, now it is necessary that you need to go over the projections. So by applying the various statistical tools, business analytics highly rely upon the statistical techniques. Some of them you have already discussed in the previous sessions. So by applying those techniques, you will get some meaningful information, and that will be helpful for your project planning. So another characteristics is about analytics is it empowers the organization to make informed decisions. Decision making is the ultimate objective of the business rather than the after profitability. Now, who are going to take the decisions? Decisions are being taken in the form of strategic decisions by the top management, which is applicable to the whole of the organization. And if they are taken in considerable manner, it will be the business may grow. And if some wrong decisions are taken, there will be the downfall in the business. One of the best example we have seen like that Reliance Communication, Anil Ambani's group. So don't you think that this group has not having such type of facilities? It used to be the one of the biggest group in the country, but then too, informal, inconsistent, wrong decisions have been taken by the top management, that is the strategic decision, and ultimately the whole of the empire collapsed. Not only industry, but the whole empire collapsed. It empowers to optimize the processes. I should say that it is helpful in simplifying the processes and to gain a competitive advantage in today's data-driven business landscape. So you alone are not in the market. There are the many competitors. There are the many competitive firms who are providing the analysis, and this analysis, how you use it out is the most important. Another example I would like to quote. There are the n number of mutual fund companies with the n type of mutual funds are operated in the country by these mutual asset management companies, AMCs. They all are in the same business. They all are doing the same thing. But ultimately, each and every company try to develop their own strategy. Nowadays, they try to develop some of the specific tools, which is the part of the financial re-engineering. And by applying those tools and techniques, they come out with certain decisions. And it is always there that 100% of the decisions are not always correct. Some of the decisions may fail within time. So ultimately, we need to improve that thing. That is a part of the business analytics. It also involves the systematic exploration, interpretation, and extraction of the knowledge from this data to address the critical business challenges and opportunities. This point I have already covered. Ultimately, it is helpful in decision making. I talked about the top management, that is the strategic decision which applies to the whole of the organization. Then comes the middle management, which is helpful and applicable at least to some part of their business. And when we talk about the level 3 of the management, that is the lower management, it is helpful towards the incorporating the production line or maybe day-to-day routine of the business. That is to be known as the operational activities. So this is how the business analytics helps us. Now, what are the two important components basically required for descriptive analysis? The descriptive analysis is basically focused upon the historical data patterns. Have you ever gone through the various patterns drawn? If you are talking about some, if you are going with the historical information of some share or some index, at least those who are trading, they definitely goes with such type of activities. Or even not. We go with the historical data patterns about the rainfall, about the population, about the literacy. It can be anything. So historical data patterns provides a base to us. Or either you can start directly from the scratch. But commencing from the scratch is a difficult task because we does not know what actually had happened earlier, and the product line or something is not new to the market. If it is, yes, it can be done. So basically, when we talk about the descriptive analysis, it is based upon historical data, and the whole of the data is been collected. It has been observed, and then we come up with a certain conclusions. But yes, as the descriptive analysis is based upon the population, so the results or the outcome from this analysis are more accurate because we also apply the tools which provides the better results as compared to inference analysis. So by utilizing such data visualization, the key performance indicators in short form they are known as KPIs and data summarization, business can gain insight into the past actions and outcomes. Ultimate aim of the today's session is to simply understand that which type of analytical tools are available and what is the importance to our business or which type of businesses they may be helpful. The another one that is the predictive or prescriptive analysis. Building upon the foundation of descriptive analysis, predictive analysis involved historical data to predict about the future events or trends. So इसको हम ये भी कह सकते हैं, it is just like a trend analysis. Once again, coming back to that example of the share, by going with the historical chartings and applying the various tools, various theories, you can predict the future. Yes, I will name one or two, three. Those who does not belongs to finance area, please don't get worried about it. So I'm talking about the allied weight theory. The certain patterns can be derived from it on the basis of historical information. But you need to derive the pattern at this 3 ups, 3 downs, 1 flat. It can be like that. By applying the candlestick charts, various things can be determined. A candlestick chart is presently widely used in the analysis of the share market analysis. So by understanding those charts and patterns, we can predict, okay, this was a trend. If there was an 3 uptrends, the theory says there may be at least 2 downtrends. And again, there will be 3 uptrends. But what should be the size of the period must be considered. It may be of 1-day charting, 3 days average, 5 days average, or it may be moving average. Whatever you need to decide, this is all about your own predictions. Similarly, when we go with the candlestick chartings, again the same thing. If you are going with the intraday trading, then what should be the time frame? Should it be in every 1 minute charting must be considered, or 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, like that? So it all depends. But yes, it provides a base for the future trends. So data analysis is very, very highly used in particular capital market or the trading activities. Now through advanced statistical methods, gone are the days when we focused only upon the mean median. Various advanced tools are available, various softwares are available, and by applying the algorithms, by using the machine language, you can get the results, outcomes which may be much more nearby to your prediction, maybe worthful to your predictions, I should like to say. Then prescriptive analysis, it goes beyond predictions by recommending optimal courses of action based upon the anticipated outcome. So I should say that prescriptive analysis is a one hand ahead, which provides the both moves ahead to your predictions and provides the optimum actions must be taken before proceeding. After proceeding. Can you see the next slide?
No, sir, there is no slide shift.
Okay. This was visible to all of you?
Yes, sir, the third one is visible.
Okay, now let us move to the next. So ultimately, let us go through the applications of business analytics to the various industries and the sectors. To my perception, marketing requires the maximum, although each and every segment is having the equal importance, but then too.
Sir, excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
There is no change in the PPT, please.
I have changed. I hope you. Anyone else?
The slides are not moving, I believe.
Sir, I'm Dr. Priyanka. The current slide is 4th, on which marketing, operations, finance, human
Yes,
resources.
ma'am. I'm here. Ma'am, you please pin up that PPT, your presentation.
Yes, sir. Sir, it was pinned. It was pinned.
Okay, you had just come out from it and once again get into it.
Yes, sir, it's done.
It's done.
Yeah.
There is some technical limitation of my system that to change the while changing the slide, I need to move back and again need to get enter. I don't know what is the reason behind it. Even the system was been formatted earlier, but then to this problem remains the same. So application, again, marketing is the most important where this has been required. Finally, whatever the behavior pattern has been determined, it is helpful in improving the business. And by getting the data, analyzing the customer's requirement, then only the rest of the departments are helpful or worthful. So business can analyze customers' behavior and preference to tailor marketing strategies and campaigns by increasing the customer's engagement and conversations. We move ahead with the window purchasing. We didn't purchase anything, only we have done window purchasing. I know everyone is clear. But you have been observed by that shop, maybe shopkeeper or by some software or camera. They try to just check it out, which type of things you are liking of. According to that, and suppose if you enters there, or if they have managed to take your number, they will provide you, they will keep then sending you the messages and mails related to various schemes. So most of the time you are going to refuse. They will request to make a visit to the outlet. And once we visit the outlet, definitely they are capable enough to mold our behavior. This is how it happens. You went to the showroom to purchase a car. You are in a mindset to purchase X brand with the X model of the car. Y model, X brand. That is not available with that particular outlet or maybe showroom. They will try to modify your behavior by just providing the features of the another car which is available by them. Probably they may be successful in changing your, modifying your behavior, and this is how the things happens. Now they also just try to analyze to find out what are the pros and cons. Go with a SWOT analysis. That data has been maintained by the company, and company tries to improve those shortcomings. So here, this data analytics is helpful in improving the behavior of the customers and having the sales. Another thing, one more example. Presently, if you are going through the advertisements of Cadbury, have you ever gone presently through the present scenario? Any one of you, would you like to answer? Have you gone through the latest advertisement of Cadbury chocolate? Which type of advertisement presently has been aired? I need to have participation from any.
Rakshabandhan, sir.
Definitely, very, very true, ma'am. Correct, very correct. So they are having their focus. Present scenario, because Rakshabandhan is coming upon, so they are focusing upon it. This is their marketing strategy. Gift packs. Then nowadays they are focusing on the festive offers. They may focus on Janmashtami, then Navratri, gift packs, then Deepavali, again gift packs, Bhai Dooj will come, then marriages are coming. So their advertisements keeps on changing. On Valentine's Day, they will have some another type of advertisement. On this Friendship Day, they will have another type of advertisement. So what is this? This is all based upon their data analysis. Okay, here is the festive coming, and we should try to provide such type of goods so that it will be helpful in getting up the market. Here the market behavior comes up. Second area, that is the operations. Now, production is not the only thing under the operations. It includes the variety of the things, and amongst them, the most important is the optimization of the supply chain management. Ultimately, we purchase the goods from any outlet. there is a barcoding. As we purchase and it has been entered in the software, it has been automatically reduced from the stock of that mall, maybe, or outlet. Now, once there is an inventory level, okay, so once the goods reach at the minimum inventory level or maybe at the danger level, it automatically blinks or send a mail or inform to the purchase officer or the purchase manager to replace the order for it. And once you are having the advanced tools, then it is the order may be automatically placed by the help of the ERP software. These things are happening. So, in order to maintain the regular supply, there should be no interrupted supply, otherwise your business will suffer. Nowadays, what is happening? The customers moves from home with a mindset to purchase something, and if they are not getting, they will move to some another outlet. Not only for goods, but even just for the vehicles. Might be like car. You went out to purchase I-20. I-20 is not available. They will provide you some another vehicle that is available to them. Either you may move to that, or you will go to some other Maruti showroom or some another company showroom and you will purchase. Because now we have the mindset we need to purchase car it by today. So losing of the customer may be permanent of nature. So supply chain management is the very, very, very important tools, because now we are the part of the global chain. I hope you are still remembering that due to the COVID in China, the supply of the chip was highly affected, and almost throughout the world, particularly in the vehicles, two-wheelers, four-wheelers, and electronic components, as the chip was not available, the vehicles were ready, but they could not just apply those, they could not install those chips. So ultimately the production was suffered. That was a unexpected shortfall. So what did the companies did now? They try to develop more areas, more countries where the chips can be manufactured, and India got this opportunity to come upon. Although it will take some time for India, but still thus it is a helpful part to us. So it was an opportunity for us. So ultimately, analytics help us to maintain the supply chain. It should not be affected. And it may happen by the small businesses. It may be casual in our country, but it should not be, particularly when you are dealing with, when you are in the export-import business. That is not acceptable. Your order will be cancelled. Operations, inventory control, I've already talked. There may be minimum inventory level, then there is a danger level, and after that, when your production house will be suffered. So there is a methodology known as the EOQ, economic order quantity, and the reorder points. So this analytics helps in managing those inventories. Due to change in the fashion, taste, and preferences, that there will be an effect on the inventory. So how much to be sell out, that all has been maintained. I will just like to quote one more example. A petrol pump where I used to get the fuel to my vehicles, both for two-wheelers and four-wheelers. What I have observed, that if we move to that petrol pump before 7 p.m., they used to provide us the normal petrol, non-premium petrol. Okay, the price is somewhere around 109 rupees, something nearby. And if we go to that petrol pump, because I used to get it fueled by a single petrol pump only, they insist on the premium petrol. That is pricing somewhere around 115 point something. So definitely they have a fuel. Normal petrol they are having, but they want to get it sale, because the premium petrol people are not interested for it. So ultimately, normally they are, without saying, filling it out that premium. Most of the customer doesn't know, and even if you are smart enough, they will make an excuse, though no, it is not available. You please go with the premium petrol. Now it's your wish. If you are intent, okay, you get it done, or otherwise you move to some other petrol pump. So this is how, because they need to sell that also. So this is how they are managing their inventory. Now it's our choice that we need to go with that or not. which includes the production process based on the data-driven insights. So whatever the software provides, according to that, we need to determine the production. Costing, cost accounting, and some of the things people have learned, those who belongs to the commerce background. Now, there comes upon that is related with the production and the operation costing, which type of production is to be done when a single machine can produce variety of the products. For example, a plastic manufacturing unit can produce 10 types of plastic products. Now you need to determine that which type of product is in demand. It may be basket, bucket, or maybe anything else which can be produced with the help of plastic. So that will be provided only with the help of the data analysis. Ultimately, the technology must be helpful in cost saving. And memorize it, the recovery of the cost is always not in short run, it will be in the long run. And when we talk about the long run, there is a replacement cost. There is a cost of obsolescence that also need to be taken care upon. If you want to apply an ERP-based software, the costing of that software is somewhere around 3 crore rupees. The turnover of your business is 50 lakh rupees per annum. So is it fruitful to apply this software? It will take a very long duration to recover because 50 lakh rupees is the turnover. What is your profitability? I assume it is rupees 5 lakh rupees. So it will take a very long time. But yes, by applying these tools, by analytical tools, if you increase your sales by 200 to 500%, then there is no harm. So we need to focus also upon the cost element while applying such type of tools. So this is one of the element of business analytics. Finance is the backbone of the business. Without finance, nothing can be done. Theoretically, we have gone, there are the two elements, two objectives. One is the profit maximization, second is the wealth maximization. Ultimate aim of finance manager is the procurement of the funds as per the historical concept, and present concept says the adequate utilization of the funds is equally important. How to allocate that funds? Theoretically, we assume there are the 4 departments: marketing, production, that is operations, human resource, and finance. In the production line, we assume that 60 to 70% of the finance is absorbed by the production and rest by the other departments. So ultimately, we need to determine that how we are going to distribute it. The business analytical tools, by applying certain techniques, it is equally necessary for the risk assessment. Which type of risk? There are the many types of risks are available. Particularly, I'm just here focusing upon that is the financial risk. Particular only. We will not get into deep about it. So ultimately, what is the cost of finance available? If you go with the debt financing, it is always the cost of debt is always lower than the cost of equity. It is assumed like that. So we should move with 100% debt fund, means getting borrowed funds. It is good because it is having a low cost. But when we move, actually 100% borrowed fund is not permissible as per the Companies Act, but assume. So if it is there, then what will be the cost? And secondly, once your business is growing, it's okay. But when your business is in the downfall, then you need to bear the heavy risk on it. So ultimately, your leverage has been largely affected. So how to determine all of these things? There is simple theory, that is the leverage analysis, but that data is to be further analysis so that you can predict the future on the basis of your past performances. Then business analytics is also helpful in detection of the fraud. We have a concept of cash flow statement, but that itself is not sufficient enough. So various checks can be done, through which you can just determine the fraud if it is happening in the business. The purchase department has made some false agreement without the delivery of the goods, that a payment has been released. But when it has been audited, you will come to know, okay, there was no inward purchase of the goods. Then how the payment was being made? So here the business analytics helps. And investment decision making, already discussed, and that is enhancing the financial stability, ultimately profitability of the business. Next, I'm saying Human resource in HR session you have already discussed that it is helpful in improving the recruitment process so that we can improve the ability, performance, satisfaction of the employees, and ultimate aim is the growth of the business with the low cost. Even the human resource analytic is helpful in controlling the job rotation or maybe the job retrenchments, like things can be covered with it. Customer services. Businesses can use analytics to gain a deeper understanding about the customer sentiments and feedback. Nowadays, it becomes a fancy that whenever you visit a store or you travel through any of the way, maybe the aviation or through the railways or through any waterways, etc., you will receive a feedback form. They request, and it is a moral duty. We should always try to provide at least the genuine feedback so that we expect the services must be improved with time. Okay, so here the customer services, to improvement in the customer services, it is required. Strategic planning, I have already discussed that for strategic decision making, it is helpful. Next. So descriptive tools, next part, that is the techniques and methods used to summarize simply the present data in the meaningful, understandable manner we have already discussed. So when we have the large or huge data sets, we need to simplify it in such a manner so that it must be easily understandable. So by utilizing the descriptive tools, analysts and decision makers can gain an initial understanding about the data. It is helpful in identifying the patterns and detect outliers. I will just again come back to the previous example. Simply you just go to any of the financial analytics website, maybe Economic Times, India Times, moneycontrol.com, maybe Investopedia, investing.com, any of it. They provide to you the pattern. You need to determine the chart pattern as per your choice, and they will provide you the outcomes. And when you are having some advanced tools supported with that is in the paid sites, then they will also provide you the pattern for the future, that if this is the past, then these are the patterns must be there. But finally, what I think, that human brain is much above than any of the AI tools or any of the analytical tools. Whatever the pattern, ultimately it is on the historical basis. What are future happenings to be there, that is going to create an effect on the future patterns. So it is not necessarily referred that whatever is been done in the past, it is not going to happen in the future. So there are some common descriptive tools. Number one, that is the summary statistics. It provides a summary of the key statistics. This is the average tools we are learning since our childhood. That is the mean, median, mode, range, variance, standard deviation, etc. They all have their own characteristics. Normally, we have a mean. When we go with the descriptive tools, we apply t-test, etc. And we can go with the pair t-test and all of these things, and just make it helpful in comparing. Okay, your data is nearby mean or not. And next slide, I hope you have seen it. Next pattern is the percentile and quartiles. So again, we all are familiar with all of these things, so not spending much time. So we can fix a pattern, we can fix a percentile, and according to that, we can just compare it that it is fruitful or not. Similarly, we have quartiles. Then we have the frequency distribution tables. Frequency can be counted and can once again by applying the various central tendency tools, it can be compared. So mean, median, mode. I'm not describing it. Then another tool which commonly is being used in our research, and that is the other than mean, mode, median, we also try to measure with the help of dispersion. So the tools are like range. Here the minimum maximum values are in the data set. and it provides the idea of the spread of data. And definitely, if you have not gone through, you might be covering up in the another sessions. Then variance, ultimately, the objective of variance is to just determine that how much we vary with our average returns, or maybe with the help of the mean, we can determine the variance. And to determine it, standard deviation is one of the most conventional tools. Particularly when, just once again quoting an example of finance, so standard deviation simply provide a variance to the standard measure or the dispersion, that is the mean. But when we want to, but I'm talking about the share, especially share market. So what we do, rather than standard deviation, we used to determine the volatility. No doubt, standard deviation is the one of the part to determine the volatility, but the volatility is not determined only with any change in the value of the security, but it also tries to incorporate the change in the value of the index. So there are certain standardized formulas, and accordingly we need to determine it. So this is also the one of the two. Now, ultimately, when we have the data, for visualization purpose, we use the various graphs and techniques, and this all comes under the descriptive analysis. So we can use, that is, the histogram, bar chart, line charts, scatter plots, and so on. So these are some of the cases where the descriptive tools can be used. Number one, that is the retail analysis. So here we can determine the average transaction values. You can identify the popular products. You can track sale trends with time. This information is ultimately, we have already discussed, that is related with inventory management, marketing strategy, and promotional campaigns. So for our retail outlets, definitely descriptive analytical tools is very, very helpful. Then second is the customer segmentation. Now, companies are nowadays focusing upon the customer segmentation, and they try to provide you the tailor-made products. That means as per the requirement of the product of the customer, the companies develop those products and provide those products to them. So descriptive tools can identify the segment based upon various segments, that is the demographic characteristics, the purchase history of the customer, and there may be many other relevant variables. How often you visit the store, how often you purchase, which type of purchase you do. Suppose if you go through an analysis of your credit card history or the debit card history, you will get a monthly analysis that out of it, so for example, you have spent 60% of your purchasing only on the fuels and other services. Maybe 30%, something like that, on apparels. Maybe 20 or 30% on your groceries. Maybe 10% on leisure fare or on your leisure. And anything like that. So this data is also shared to you. So you can plan, you will getting information, but definitely company is analyzing your purchase pattern and they try to incorporate as per your and suggest it. Third is again employee performance assessment. It can use descriptive tools to assess employees' performance. Like it is helpful in analyzing the attendance of the employee. Is it regular? What is the late coming? How many times it is coming late? What is the effect on the coming late? How to improve it? And this is all comes under the responsibility of the HR manager. Then productivity can be determined with help feedback scores. And the company along with that, they can also just identify the top performance and even just suggest for the improvement in it. Financial analysis, we have already discussed. That is the analysis of the various financial statements. It is helpful in budgeting and financial planning. Supply chain also we have discussed. It is helpful in maintaining the various inventory level and managing the supply chain so that there should be no shortfall of the goods at when it has been required. Website analytics. Yes. Whenever we make a visit to a website, simply when we make a click to the website, even you have not entering anything on it, you will receive a message. You will receiving a mail or a call from it. So once you click, they have identified your IP address that is saved in data in their server. and immediately you will receive a call on that basis of that IP address. They will get the complete information about you, and they will send a call to you related to your queries. Some of the time, we just for a curiosity used to make a visit on a site, but then you will going to receive the endless calls unless and until you block that site. But anyhow, for company, it is a tool for the analysis. So by tracking matrices like page views, bouncing rates, click-through rates, how many times it has been clicked, businessmen can understand users' interaction about that website, and they can definitely make the improvements in it. Social media engagements, companies measures like shares, comments, and followers to gauge the effectiveness of the social media strategies and identify trends to reach the audience. All the social media, maybe YouTube, maybe Facebook, Instagram, anything like that. It is a pattern, is a time of likes, number of likes you are receiving. Anyhow, whatever, whenever you just make a visit to that particular, suppose YouTube, and after that you will receive continuous suggested videos related to what you have just visited. For example, if you made a, you have gone through a YouTube video about the landing of the spacecraft, sorry, you will receive the continuous messages or links related to it. So this is how the AI or the analytic has been working upon. They assume that you are associated with that. You want to need more information, and that is the source of earning. That is the advertisement to the company and source of earning. Healthcare management. Nowadays, it is not necessarily required that you should move to the hospital. They can simply put some devices, or even through your mobile, they can track you. So all your information is very easily can be transferred from it. The Samsung Electronics is very using the various advanced tools about it. So all your health, but just simply wearing that smartwatch, all your information related to the health issues are being automatically transferred to the server. Then again, real estate market analysis, how the things are moving, property trends, this is helpful. Quality control in the manufacturing. Now again, companies goes with the descriptive analysis about the production capacity, failures and defective rates, etc. are being taken care, and accordingly you can replan and reschedule your production. So this is the first part, that is the descriptive analysis and tools. Let us move to the second part, that is the inferential tools. Again, they are the statistical techniques and the methods which are used to draw conclusions, to make predictions and make inference about population based on a sample of data. You can go with the sampling and descriptive also, and you can have a you can go with the population. But normally, inferential tools are helpful in determining with the determining or getting into the some conclusion with the help of the sample analysis. So it is a tool which is helpful to overcome the gap between the observed data and the broader context, allowing businessmen to make informed decisions and predictions within the immediate time set. They are widely applied in the fields like business, economics, social sciences, etc. So in short, I should say that inferior tools are also providing the same sort of services, but rather than analyzing the complete data, you can simply determine the pattern with the help of sample data size. Okay. The key concepts are population and sample. The sample is actually studied or analyzed, and they are often impractical to analyze the entire population. So that in such cases, the sample size has been used for the action or getting into the conclusions. But there is always risk involved in it. If the selection of the sample is been is wrong, then definitely it will affect your decisions. For example, you are trying to understand the buying habits of the children aged below 15. and you have collected the data provided by the parents, what is the authenticity of the data? Is it correct? It may not be, it may be. So ultimately, the determining of the sample is very, very important. We need to understand that what is the purpose, whom you are targeting, and accordingly, you need to determine the sample size. So there are various types of sample techniques I am not discussing. Second is the estimation on the basis of parameters like mean, proportion, variance, etc. And they provide insight into the larger context. Hypothesis testing, again, hypothesis you have gone through in the earlier session. So hypothesis testing is one of the important tool for the inferential statistics. Next is the confidence intervals. What will be the confidence level that you need to determine? Usually for analysis, the 95% of the confidence level is considered good. But it all depends upon the data and its applicability. Then the p-value, that is when we talk about the p-value, again 5% normally we consider as the confidence level is 95%. You can again change as per your own requirements. There are other softwares or tools by using, you can again move ahead like regression analysis, ANOVA, predictive modeling, etc. So from marketing to finance, healthcare to manufacturing, application of inferential tools are having a huge contribution towards the decision making. There are some practical uses of the inferential tools. Number one, that is the market research and the consumer insights. Inferential tools help to analyze the data to make broader inferences about the larger population. Once it is impractical to collect the data about the large population or when the population size is too big, in that case, such type of techniques, inferential techniques are very, very helpful. A/B testing for marketing campaigns. While testing different strategies, businessmen can use inferential statistics to analyze the results. This helps to determine whether the strategically is significantly effective or not. Third is the sales forecasting. Again, on the basis of the historical sales, you will predict the future. The only difference, rather than analyzing the whole of the population on the basis of some random sampling, on the basis of some sampling, you forecast the future. I hope still we rememberize it, that when we were a child, we have gone through that cartoon, or maybe that Nandiji Barish Hogi Ki Nahi. And there were two fixed patterns. One, it was in the up and down, and second was in the cross manner. And we used to determine, okay, fine, there will be the rainfall or not. There is a poem also. But that is not the way of forecasting. Okay. It was all managed by that person who, I should say, is the caretaker of that Nandi. And accordingly, whatever he provides, pulls the string, something like that, the pattern was been determined. So anyhow, inferential tools provide the better control over the business and sales forecasting. So ultimately, all of these things into the present scenario has been taken care nowadays by the AI. Although AI is a new concept, many more improvements need to be come in the near future. But big houses, they have already installed such type of systems to get the better understanding. And as early as the company enters in such type of technologies, the better they get the outputs. Again, repetition, that is the employee satisfaction analysis. It is helpful in determining or developing the HR practices and improving the policies. Again, in medical drug testing, it is very, very common. Simply, they used to put some testing in the form of random testing to the patients, and they used to draw conclusions from it. Again, one of the best examples, just like in terms of COVID vaccination, Covishield or any other vaccination, They did not get the enough time. Throughout the world, the people were dying. So just they made a few random testing. There is no authenticity of those tests. And finally, just based on those limited testing, they drop with the conclusion, okay, it is good enough to save the life of the people. Now, presently, we know that what are the side effects. Okay, I hope you will be agreeing with me. Nowadays, the new generation, young generation people, or the which age belongs to 21 to 41, are dying due to heart attack. Without testing, I should not say, because without analysis, I should not go with the facts and figures. But as per the studies published by others, that is the referrals, it indicates that as it was not been properly tested, there are the side effects, and that those side effects are creating effects on the heart of the people. So here there is a need of the proper analysis. So by controlled experiments and analyzing of the data, they can infer whether the treatment is significant or not. But there's those data again to be tested with the help of some statistical tool. Fraud detection we have already discussed, that on the pattern and the behavior, it can be determined and controlled. Demand estimation. The demand can be determined and can be sent to the manufacturing department on the basis of their performance. Estimation, yes, election polling is also the one of the best example. Exit poll. There are random patterns. I have no faith on any of the exit polls. Each and every news channel want to take the credit. Okay, this was the exit poll and this is the outcome. Out of 10 channels, 5 or 6 predictions may come true. So ultimately, it depends what was the demographic characteristics we have considered for collecting the data. Everything varies. With every change in a device, in every 100 meters or maybe 1 kilometer, it has been said that the language, people, culture changes. So it is very difficult to determine the exact outcome. But yes, on the basis of the available data, they can determine some of the patterns. जिसको हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं रुझान क्या है. But don't rely on the patterns because it may vary with the time. Operational process improvement. Again, with the huge data, it will help in improving it. Improving credit score and the risk and assessment. Again, with the collection of the data, it will helpful in improving your credit score. So these are the basic elements we have discussed over here. Hypothesis testing and these things I am not covering up. Okay. Benefit in short. Data summarization of descriptive tools. So ultimately, descriptive tools helps in summarizing the data into understandable format. That is the characteristic. Then second is insight generation. The patterns, trends, and relationship in data, enabling data-driven insights and decision making. So ultimately, whatever the data comes upon, it is helpful in determining the outcomes. One more thing I would like to add that is very, very helpful in project-based planning, project learnings. You can apply these techniques to the students and while developing the business plans or the who are in the project management business. So data summarization is there, data visualization is there with the help of certain tools. Then decision, it is helpful in quick decision making. Some of the time that is very aggressively required. Otherwise, you may lose time, particularly in capital market. Fast decisions are required. So by going through such type of data analysis, you can take the decision that we should invest or not. And then it is helpful in comparing the tools. Talking about the inferential tools. Predictive power, it enables forecasting and prediction based upon the historical data, aiding business in planning and resource allocation. Hypothesis testing, so that it is helpful in increasing the accuracy of the conclusions. Generalization, there is a risk, but yes, without data analysis, we can't generalize the things. So ultimately, the risk factor is like that. What I have already discussed, that if your data collection is not proper, you will not get the correct results. Now, suppose, for example, government analyze the people who are living in slum area with having an average income of rupees 1,000 per month, that makes 12,000 rupees per annum, and proves that average Indian, they are poor in the country. Or by making a survey to the rich people, they prove that an average income, per capita income, is rupees 1 lakh. But as actually is it? I assume that 30 to 35% of the population still lives below the poverty line. So there is a generalization of the data. But yes, it is required at macro level. Without that, you can't come up with the policies. For detailed analysis, you go with descriptive analysis. For microeconomics, descriptive analysis is useful. For macroeconomics, inferential tools and analysis is useful. Helpful in evidence-based decisions. So you can rely on statistical evidence to support your choices, reducing subjective biases and improving decisions quality. And risk management, definitely it is there. Challenges of using them. Oversimplifications sometimes may not provide you the actual outcome what exactly you have been looking for. There is a need of the expertness to analyze the data. Suppose you have applied some test, might be t-test you have applied, and you are having some outcome, but some faulty interpretations have been made. Your actual output, whatever you were deserving or looking for, couldn't be achieved. So don't too simplify the things. Try to be analyzed in the proper way. Limited context. Descriptive statistics may not provide the complete context behind observed patterns, leading to misinterpretation. When the population is too large, in that case, it is not possible to go for the descriptive analysis. And by simply selecting a small population, you cannot assume that the whole population, that means applicable to the whole of the people. Quality of the input data, if it is incorrect, I quoted an example. You want to survey the student as a child age below 15, you surveyed the parents, maybe the father, which may not provide you the actual requirement of the child. So they may provide you the misleading results. Static insights, they offer insights based on the historical data, which may not capture real-time changes or evolving trends. The average price of the onion in India is rupees 5. If you go through the past 20 years data, the average price may be rupees 2. That indicates that average price of the onion is rupees 5 now also. But in real terms, when we talk about the tier 3, tier 2 cities, it is maybe 20, 25 rupees. Tier 1, it may be 40, 50 rupees. So here, the information may be misleaded, presentations can be there. Inferior assumption dependence, everything is based upon the assumption of normality and independence. So sometimes it may not be true. There are the complex system, various advanced statistical tools need to be applied for it. There may be sampling errors, although there are techniques available to reduce the sampling errors, but it should be adequately applied. Misinterpretation of the data, again the same thing. Then there is a causation versus correlations. They might show a relationship between the variables, but establishing the cost and effect relationship requires additional consideration. So there may be a correlation, but you need to go for more insights to find out the outcome. Overfitting to the training data can lead to the poor generalization to the new data. So we need to be careful about it. These are the various models we can apply, regression techniques and other things. So finally, the field of business analytics and analysis, data analysis are powerful tools that provide organization with the means to extract valuable insights from the data, enabling them to make informed decisions and derive growth. In short, we should consider that ultimate objective of the data analysis or business analytics is to as an add-on tool to promote your business and to generate more amount of profit, and finally the satisfaction to the people, satisfaction to the human beings. So it will cover everyone. So thank you so much. This is from my side. The session is open. You can come up with the queries. For any
So, anybody who,
technical analysis, you can consult to the previous associates who have discussed. I hope they have discussed in depth related to all the technicals and tools. Yes, ma'am. You were talking something.
I'm saying those who are having questions may ask one by one and can open their mic as well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Basically, my objective of the today's session was to provide you the insights related to the business, how you can use this data, because more or less we all are using it out. We are using it for theoretical purpose or for developing a paper. But what I think that we should pass over this learning to the business, and here you can earn a revenue for it. You can talk to a businessman, okay, we will analyze it, we will provide you the data, we will provide you the real outcome so that you can improve your business profitability. Yes, it's open, please. Anyone from you?
So can you tell us what you have mentioned? A/B testing for marketing campaigns.
Pardon, ma'am? This one?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. I am not so familiarized with this test. I'm sorry. Basically, I've just taken as a reference for it. But yes, I can provide you the details. I can even send it to on the this group, WhatsApp group.
Fine.
Just allow me some time. Anything else? Okay, so we can conclude the session. In case of any queries, you please put in the group also. So I will try to solve it out and to resolve it. Don't forget to don't plagiarize your work. I always say and suggest in each and every session, try to develop your contents in your own words, write in your own words, and or otherwise give the proper credit to the work. Okay, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you so much, sir, for the today's session and the valued information and the productive output you have given to us. With this note, if there is no query, we can end up the session. Sir, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You have narrated every topic very nicely, and I'm so glad that I'm able to attend your session today.
It's a pleasure to be with you, all of you. Thank you so much once again to all.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, all participants. On behalf of RFI, thank you, sir. On behalf of RFI.
Thank you. May I leave now?
Yes, sir, please. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, the participants may leave the session. RFI team, we can wind up the session.